Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Big E is here. Shalom E. Jay, how are you, my friend?
I'm great, Mike.
Yeah, doing all right?
Looking forward to one last show before a week off.
I know. It's nice, huh?
Yes.
Looking forward to that, too. We're here actually a little early. A little earlier than usual. Trying to help E out.
Yeah, we
got
got
one known to do.
Yeah, as I was sitting in rush hour traffic, which I don't normally do, I usually come over after rush hour. I was thinking about Big E. And what a good friend I am.
Well, yeah, I mean, he asked a favor of us, and we said, yeah, you know what, we can do that for you.
Sure, I'll sit in traffic for another 45 minutes on top of my prior 45, and that's okay.
Yeah, I don't like starting this early
quick
either.
To be a hero.
Well, did he or did he not do you a solid today?
I have several times showed up at different times for you guys.
Yeah, but you don't have a life though. You don't have.
I know, but
you don't have any responsibilities. That's the difference.
nonetheless, I'm
Sure.
That's what makes it so
I didn't want
spectacular
to
what
watch
Jay has done for
your
you.
dog this weekend either by any means.
Oh,
that I want to watch that dog, but that,
Yeah,
I did
but
that
you
because
don't
I'm
have
a good friend.
any responsibilities. And
No,
so
but
it's
you
easy.
no. But you laid it out as if it was you were doing me a favor by giving me this. Oh, you have an extra place for the night, and like, dude, are you kidding me? That was not a favor.
Yeah.
But I'm a good friend.
Well, Well, he's got another dance festival to go to.
Yeah, right.
And so he has got to skedaddle. That thing is starting like at noon today, and so
This is the big one, right, E?
Electric
Forest.
Forest.
This is for all the marbles.
This is a big one for sure.
Electric Forest is literally one of the top 5 in the world. Is that right?
I think so. It's definitely in the country. It's regularly in the U.S. One of the top 5 of these type of festivals in the country for sure. Which is crazy to think that really we have movement and we have Electric Forest in our own state.
What luck!
In our own state.
excellent.
Crazy.
And you've got your media passes.
I'm ready to go.
You're good to go.
Represent us well, E. Don't embarrass us.
Try.
I'm a little concerned. I don't know if you knew this or if we talked about it, but E was planning on doing a couple nights after the festival at like Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Yeah.
He wanted to by himself. He
Just
wanted
on
to
his
go by
own.
himself, and he really wanted to like get to a namaste, like that. You know, he wanted namaste type thing. He wanted to like sit Indian style on a cliff somewhere and just like.
He was meditating for
Yeah.
a while there, right? E? Weren't you
Yeah.
sitting under a tree like at Zot
After-
Ford after mopping or
Oh,
something?
I would. Well, not often at Zot, but I mean after runs. That's usually
Yeah.
when the meditation would take place after runs. Although I've been known to just go out in the yard and lay on the grass and stare at the sky.
Holy shit! Really?
Can you imagine Mrs. Fady just looking out the window going, oh Lord.
Oh my God! Look at my retarded. Hi, Mrs. Fady.
Why couldn't the umbilical cord have won?
Well, he was planning on doing that and going for a couple days, and he was just going to meditate and take it all in. Imagine being in his head when he tries to shut it down and get to that place, and it just won't stop chirping. But then I heard him down here on the phone with his mom, and she was really bummed, Mrs. Fady, because she wanted to spend some serious quality time this week.
Was he doing like he normally does? Fine. No. Okay.
Yeah,
Shut up. Whatever. That's how he talks to his
dude, mom, dude.
Whatever. I'll call you later.
Well, it's been a tough run for Mrs. Fady.
Oh, it
with,
has,
You know,
indeed.
with
I get
Nana.
20
and stuff.
calls a day sometimes. Like I get text in the middle of the day when I'm here, when
Yeah.
I have nothing going on after, not comedy. I'm gonna do this and come home, and I'll get text in the middle of the day just saying things okay. So you know what? I think a lot of people might, under the circumstances,
She's
once
worried
in a,
about you, man.
Yeah.
I'm just
And can
saying-
you blame her?
No, but
Jesus.
I get that, but I'm just saying that I think other people. I wouldn't be alone if people were to be in my exact situation where sometimes we get several texts in a day just asking like,
Yeah.
are things okay? Like, why would things not be okay?
Well, is this going to interrupt your meditation? Because it ended with E deciding, all right, Mom, you and Dad can meet me at Sleeping Bear Dunes, and they're gonna
that's
hang out
great.
for a couple days, just the three of them, camping
Fadies.
together.
No, we're not gonna camp. What we're gonna do is, because Electric Forest is above Muskegon, and where I'm gonna go camping is south of Holland, so we're gonna stop in Holland on Monday and Tuesday, and me and my parents, Mom and Dad, are gonna have a little 2 days where we
That's great.
kick about.
You gonna blueberry pick or something? You have to, E.
I don't know. I
Bring
don't
me
know
some-
what we're gonna do.
Bring me some berries.
I think that Holland, unfortunately, is not. Even though I lived there and I liked it, it's not the best touristy of the towns on the west side of the state.
It's not the best
And-
touristy.
And we've
the
done that
towns.
kind of before. So I think one of those days we'll probably drive to one of the other towns, like the Saugatuck or Grand Haven,
Saugatuck.
Perfect, E.
to
Yeah.
something, and have a lunch.
There's a
or,
lot for you to do in Saugatuck. I mean, a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
one
you
of
can-
one of the towns,
Yeah.
those towns, and then the fireworks. You know, they'll do fireworks on Monday or Tuesday for 4th of July for
There you go.
America.
Sure.
And so we'll do that. And then I'm going to branch off myself and still get my solo camping time in.
That's great.
Excellent.
It's perfect.
Wow, that's
I'll be able to-
that's a great week, E.
I'm very
We'll get you
excited.
started here. Just hang with us for the show. I know your head is a million miles away,
Yeah, I'm
but
just going to sit here and stare.
yeah, see if you can run the Google machine a little bit, and we'll get you out of here as soon as we can.
E, I'll look for you on the west side. I'm gonna try to get to Grand Haven at some point.
Nice.
Also head out on the lake, out to Pinckney a little bit.
You are?
Yeah, I think so. I'll
Excellent.
take the boys out there, see
Hell
what we
yeah.
can do.
The west side of the state is so beautiful. Like, and it's
best. The best.
it's another state,
of all
too.
West Coast of states, it's the best.
But it's like a whole other state over there. Like, I know that sounds, I don't know what that sounds like, if that makes sense or not, but it seriously doesn't have any of this, doesn't feel at all. It feels completely different when you're over in those cities compared to over on this side of the state.
I would agree with you.
Jay, do I seem angry to you?
Right this moment? No, you don't.
No, not
In
right this
general.
moment.
You
Just in
have
general.
You a little bit, Mike. You've been watching too much cable news.
Yeah.
You have to choose to be happy, my friend.
Well,
turn it off.
The other day, remember I was telling you, and I probably crossed a line, how when I see these liberal people wearing masks and like breaking windows because someone wanted to give a speech at their school, and I've just declared like I want them shot in the face to death, just like shoot their faces. And then I was upstairs a little bit ago, and you guys popped up while I was doing it. I just had the news programs on in the background. The volume wasn't even on, and they're doing their just like full white cast. They just got this wonderful white cast of characters, and they're just doing their cooking segments. And I find myself wanting to like shoot my TV out when I'm watching.
I was blessed enough to see that as well. Mike.
Oh, I just
had some caramelized chickpeas, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, how to make the perfect kale salad for the barbecue this weekend.
All I could think of was the wee witch living in a ditch on the other side of the world.
Yeah,
eating scraps.
Yeah,
dodging birds of prey. And then here's these 4 assholes on TV showing us how to make a kale salad.
Oh, a delicious one. It's like, and then I'm like, am I just too angry?
Dude,
Is this
you gotta
supposed
stop
to roll?
watching this shit. Yeah, you really do. There's so much else going on.
I just feel like it's so bad, and I know there are people that are watching and loving this, and I'm just like, who are you people?
You can't change them. You just it's classic hater mode. You're just, I hate you. Well, what are you gonna do about it? Just
I
change the channel and enjoy yourself, Mike.
I know that you
I
have
don't
to watch.
troll them. It's not like I'm a hater. I hate the whole concept, the whole idea. And
But
knowing
where's that getting you?
It's not getting me anywhere. But when I think about how much money they make to do these things, it's just like, I want them shot in the face to death, Jay.
Mike.
I want someone to
That's
shoot
anger.
their faces.
Yeah, you asked me before. Do you seem angry? You seem angry.
Yeah, I'm not screaming,
stop
though.
this.
I'm not screaming. I feel relaxed, and I just want them shot in the face to death.
Mike, let's lighten the mood.
right,
Let's give
please.
away some Tiger tickets.
All right.
We hung this out here, I believe, a week ago, exactly 1 week ago. We asked people to go on iTunes and rate us, give us a comment. You can still do that if you haven't already, but we did
Please
put
do.
all
As you
those who
should
did.
still do it.
Put all those who did that into a drawing, and we since have drawn the winner. The winner of these 4 tickets for the July 15th Tigers v. Blue Jays game is whoever you are, if this is your real name, MSU Cubbies 17, who exclaimed, "Amazing Bigly." 5-star rating, Mike.
Oh, excellent.
This podcast is the greatest of all time. I've been listening since day one, and I look forward to every new episode. Helps the first 90 to 100 minutes of my workday fly by. All right,
Excellent.
MSU Cubbies 17, you have to contact us and prove you are you.
Of course, Jay picked a state fan to win.
Dude, we
No, I'm
drew
just
this
kidding. I'm just kidding.
random. I did not pick a state fan.
I wasn't down here when you guys did it. I was upstairs, like, hoping someone shoots one of these people in the face at the time when you guys were down here. So I didn't witness it, but did you guys at
We can
least
attest that
Did you
we
guys do a couple practice
Did
drawings?
a couple practices.
Okay, well, that's good. It's good to know. Well, congratulations. Would you say MSU Cubbies something?
Yeah.
Weren't the Cubbies at the White House
They
again
were,
yesterday?
Yeah, they were. I don't know again, but they.
Yeah, I thought that was an unplanned visit or something. Like they were.
I know they're in town to play the Nationals.
Yeah.
And so during the day, they stopped on by.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing, I heard Trump called Dan Gilbert out of a back room to join them in photos and shit.
Dan Gilbert's just kicking around the White House.
The owner of the Cavaliers and Quicken and so forth.
Yeah.
Is just in the Cubs photos at the White House. Okay.
Yeah, it seems a little odd.
Does.
I wonder what Gilbert's doing there.
Yeah, I'm sure talking about some economic planning for Cleveland and Detroit.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's fascinating stuff. Hanging out at the White House sounds like fun. Someone else I'm a little upset with today. Oh, Cardinal.
Oh, Cardinal.
Oh, Cardinal.
You are now the highest ranked Catholic priest, whatever, now accused of child rape.
Yeah.
Molestation.
Can we just call him George Pell now? You're just old man George Pell who fucks kids. Can we just do that? I mean, he hasn't been. I know it hurts, doesn't it, to even say that?
He's out of Australia, right?
Yeah,
Australia.
Wonder
how our boys in Fidget are doing down under.
Oh, they gave up on this show a long time ago, dude. Those guys are gone, long gone.
Remember was it the lead singer or the guitarist? He's like 16.
Yeah,
and he emailed us. He's like, "Yeah, man, I've been listening to your show. I googled Detroit and you came up, and I'm on to you."
Those guys are great.
Yeah, they sent us some videos. They showed promise.
Yeah, they did. They had a nice little rehearsal space. They just matured over the last year. They hit 17, and chicks became way more important. There's George Pell.
Yeah, take the collar off him, and he's just some old neighbor diddling kids.
He's the Pope's top finance official and says he's looking forward to his day in court.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Sure. Cardinal Pell, George Pell, he's flatly denied the charges.
Very consistent. I heard his soundbite. I've been very consistent this whole time and flatly denying. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good
that,
for you.
That means you're innocent, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you flatly deny it, because most people.
Case closed. Why are we even having a trial?
Yeah, I mean, he's a Cardinal, for Christ's sake. If you can't believe the Cardinal, what are we doing? But yeah, he's taking a leave from his position while he returns home to Melbourne. Let's say Melbourne.
I believe the insiders, I would say Melbourne.
Australia, to fight these police charges. I'm innocent of these charges. They are false. The whole idea of sexual abuse is abhorrent to me.
Abhorrent.
God, I love the word abhorrent.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite words. As you said, Jay, he's the highest-ranking official to be charged in the sex abuse scandal that has dogged the Catholic Church for years. Yeah, that's... People frown on that. To be honest, I think the Catholic Church has had suffered some wounds because of these allegations.
It's just so awful to any organized religion to have this happen. Like that's so brutal, dude. It's the victimization. It couldn't be more stark.
When you dive into it more and you look at like the like targeted praying, you know, and I don't mean like saying a prayer. I mean like preying on these kids that. You know, seeking out ones that come from a broken home. Like the people that you would hope that the church would look after the most, the people that need the help the most, that don't have very much. And you target those ones.
Yeah.
You know,
and then there must be such a culture of it that it grows and is okay. And guys are just moved around from parish to parish.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these kids and their parents, like a lot of times the family members don't believe the kid. Because the father wouldn't do that, and then there's a lot of people who weren't saying anything because they felt like God is speaking through the father here. That's this trusted pillar of the community, and meanwhile these kids are just being abused for years and years and years. It's just so awful to think about, and to think that it got so bad that there were people that were seeking out going into that being a man of the cloth just for the easy access to kids.
Dude.
Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. That it's so widespread and known that it's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to be a priest.
How diabolical, man.
It's
That's your end
unbelievable.
game, and you're on the outside exuding this great man of the cloth, teaching about Jesus and God and redemption, and underneath you're just evil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just looking to take advantage of the weakest in society. It's just
why is it all little
unreal.
boys, man?
Yeah,
some of these dudes like non-homo.
Yeah, is it a homo thing? It's got to be, right?
In part, right?
It's always little boys. Always. We never hear really of little girls being molested by
not much.
church.
Maybe
Do you think that? I mean, I'm not. God, it's all so disgusting. But do you just think that it's more? It'd probably be easier to deal with boys more. There's altar boys. There's this and that, and the girls maybe would tell
became
easier.
part of the culture of the church that you get the altar boy. Well, you bang the altar boy. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And maybe just a girl, it would, I don't know, there wouldn't be as much of a time where a little girl would spend with a priest or father or whatever.
It's so tragic beyond those victims, though, because I'm a Christian, as you know, and I believe
that's
the truth.
Yeah.
And so to have people who are, on the fence, kind of wondering about religion and all that, and then to have this happen on such a grand scale.
Hijacks your
I don't
religion.
Yeah, I'm not Catholic, but,
Yeah.
it's Christianity, and people kind of blend it all together.
And they're following the same book.
Organized religion, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But to have people who might be on the fence and then look at that, and that might be something that just tips them over to the other side. Fuck that. I'm not looking at that. Look at all these guys. They're just liars. They're pedophiles.
Well, I totally see where you're coming from. I think, my thought on it is you can have a belief in any higher power and a God Almighty without ever stepping foot in those churches.
Very true.
Like I know humans are what they are, and they're a lot of them are just sinister, out for number one. Take what I can get, greedy. We're just assholes. And that doesn't stop because you take a role at the fucking church.
They're all sinners.
You're still...
But you would think people in that position wouldn't be pedophiles.
I know.
They're sinners for sure. We all are.
Yeah.
No matter what position
not
you
me.
hold.
To speak for yourself.
But
sir.
my God, man.
Yeah.
To be in that position and be diddling kids.
Yeah.
As you say, taking advantage of the people that you ought to be helping the most.
Yeah. And hijacking a religion shouldn't be understated. And we see this not just with pedophilia. You see it with with these monsters on their private jets
Yeah,
that are
stealing money.
Stealing money. They're flat stealing money, and they're doing it, and it's so easy to do because people are so desperate to believe, and they believe in you. They believe in you so much, and they believe in their God, and these people are just flat taking advantage of the respect that is just automatically given to people in some sort of position of
Yeah.
power within the religion. And it's not just
And then that
Catholicism, it's all religions.
That paints a lot of good people who are out there, involved in religion.
Yeah.
It's just bad in the eyes of, like I say, these fence sitters who are trying to decide, what do I do? Do I look into this or not?
Yeah. Well, it's a really, really shitty thing, and to know that it was going on for so long. And then the worst part about it, because, let's be honest, humans are very good, especially people that lie for a living or are living a second life, and they can be very good at hiding that. And there's, you could work your way up anything, and just be like, oh my God, that guy's a monster. We got a story coming up later about a doctor. He's a surgeon. Doctor. And he's preying on kids, and it's like, so you can get up there and fool people and have this secondary life, but when you know that there's decades of people just like, well, shit, they're on to Father so-and-so. Let's move him to Wisconsin. It's an in-house thing. We've got it. And just letting these things,
That's what's
these
so
guys.
remarkable, that it's not just a onesie-twosie thing, that there apparently was a culture of acceptance of this.
Yeah. And they were just moving them around. And the log books that people found, like, oh, yeah, this guy was, thought to be doing all this with these victims, and they just took him and moved him here. They didn't boot him. They didn't do
I
anything.
wonder how that discussion. How does that?
It's
I know
like-
you said you watched the documentary on it, so I don't know if they talk about it. But I wonder how that discussion. Who pulls him in and says, "Hey, man, we found this out. Not gonna get rid of you."
The guy who
but
pulls him in is probably guilty of the same shit.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's just like, look, we're going to have to move you over here, okay? They're on
I mean,
to you.
but do they even
Yeah.
say like stop? I guess.
Do you
or-
think there's any way that there could have been a good guy up above them that's not into that sort of thing, but is
That
like,
could have put the kibosh on it.
well, or that could justify it, like, he's worked here for a long time. I know him personally and his family. He's a good guy, but in a weak moment, we're all capable of sinning, and we don't want him to rot in jail
That
forever.
could be. And through prayer, we'll get through this.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, yeah.
I mean, praying away being gay, or the kid that's fingering all his sisters, and then some poor neighbor girl, Josh, whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, just send him to this
Duggar.
ranch. Send Josh to the ranch, and we'll cure him of fingering all of his sisters. It's like, okay, well, but they don't want to send someone to jail. I mean, I don't know how much of that's going on, but when it gets to those levels where it's just a board of people shuffling around and the secrecy, it's just incredible, because this thing could have brought the damn church down. I mean, these allegations that went on, and it was so widespread. It's just brutal.
Well, and it looks like they're continuing to peel the onion here. Here's a cardinal.
Yeah, the Pope has yet to comment on the charges. Cardinal Pell was charged with, quote, historic sex offenses stemming from multiple complaints. He's due to face magistrates in his home country July 26th. He said, I've kept Pope Francis, the Holy Father, regularly informed during these long months. I've spoken to him on a number of occasions in the last week. We talked about my need to take leave to clear my name. I'm very grateful to the Holy Father for giving me this leave to
I'm
return to
sure
Australia.
you are.
I wish I could. Part of me wishes I could give you details about what the allegations are. That's just the
One can guess.
yeah. Let's just say it wasn't foot massages, but the police have not said what the charges are. I'm sure we'll learn as time goes on, but
Multiple victims, apparently, alleged.
yeah. The gross, seedy part of me wants to be able to tell you all the gory details, but they haven't been released.
Hey, Michael Kowalski is reminding you that serving size is just a suggestion. So next time you're hungry, trust your gut with Kowalski sausages. Tell them Mike sent you Kowalski quality for over 97 years.
Did you see our good boy E?
Yeah, good boy E sent us a text yesterday. Look, guys, I'm buying Kowalski.
I got to tell you,
don't know
that
what it
package
was.
looked delicious too.
Yeah. Where are they? Were
they hot dogs?
Stadium
No, I
brats?
got the skinless stadium brats. You're right. I don't know what it was. There was just I was at the hot dog in that aisle, but buying hot dogs for the weekend. For some reason, I just really wanted to buy Kowalski.
there you
Something
go.
just
Very good.
happened.
You're an ad.
Well, it's Kowalski quality, E.
Kowalski equals quality is what I've
right.
heard.
That's right.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to eat them this weekend, and everyone should go out and eat Kowalski hot dogs and sausages this weekend.
Look at E in full pitchman mode.
He is a pretty good pitch man for
Yeah.
us. When
Well, he's shameless when he does it.
yeah, he is. He's not trying to hide anything. Hey, did you see? We were talking yesterday about CNN and the video that popped up from that one of their producers who was like, "Yeah, this bullshit. Really, the Russia conspiracy Trump thing that we've been talking about all this time." The same group, what is it, Project Veritas or
Yes.
something? James O'Keefe's group. He also on Monday, I guess, got video of Van Jones.
Oh, Van.
Van Jones. He worked in Obama's White House, very much like Obama. Community organizer, I believe, was
Yeah.
what he was. But they got him on video on a street corner. And this guy walks up to him and is just like, "Yeah, this Russia thing," and he said the phrase I want eliminated more than anything.
Hate it.
The Russia story is such a nothing burger.
Other people are actually saying that?
I know.
I thought that was just Hillary being an idiot.
It's a thing now, apparently, in
Yeah.
Washington. Nothing burger.
Nothing burger. Oh, that's just so bad. So bad. I remember I got furious at that too, and I wanted to know. I was
Thought Van
demanding
was better
to
than
know.
that.
Yeah, Van is
Cooler
cooler
than
than
that,
that.
you know?
Way cooler. And I was demanding to know who was feeding the old Nana lines to make her look cool. Stop it. Whoever you are, it's not working. This is a nothing burger. No, Hillary, you're not cool, and you can't. If Bill Clinton tried to deliver that, oh man, that's a big old nothing burger right there. He could pull that off smoothly and
Yep.
cool, but Hillary's just not. She's a dork.
It's a nothing burger.
It's a nothing burger.
A burger full of nothing.
Did I get it right? No, Hillary, practice it again. It's called a nothing burger.
A nothing burger.
We all want something on our burgers. We don't want nothing on our burger. No, Hillary, it's a nothing burger. The story is a nothing burger. Got it. So for Van Jones to be, on a street corner, Russia story's a nothing burger. And so you'll see a lot of people going, "Ooh, look, Van Jones said it too. It's fake news, CNN's fake news." In Van Jones's defense, Van has been one that has been rather outspoken about, man, we got to stop fucking around with this Russia story.
Get on to other things.
Yeah, he saw that, dude, you are making the Democratic Party look like a one, this is one trick pony. This is what we do, is just bitch about this Russia thing. There's really no evidence there. We should be talking about what we can do to help people, because most people in America do not give a shit about this Russia story. So he's kind of,
If Gloria Borger had said that, that'd be bigger news, is your point.
yes,
'Cause she's
yes.
been all over it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, do you remember him getting blown out of the White House?
I don't.
He was, or I guess he resigned. But he was named Obama's Council on Environmental Quality.
I remember when he was named that, though, it was a big deal because he had some really drastic comments, I guess, when he was a professor or something. Probably
Yes, he did. He said something
real
like,
militant shit or something.
yeah, he was talking about at one of the things you're talking about, and I don't know, he probably had multiple occasions, but he was talking about Republicans and, the truth is they're assholes, and, maybe we need to up our game, and, I can be an asshole too, and so comments like that, people were like, geez, dude. And then he gets this job at the White House, and shortly it emerges that he had signed an online petition demanding congressional hearings into whether George W. Bush allowed the 9/11 attacks to occur, so he would have an excuse to invade the Middle East. And so once that came out, they were like, yeah, dude, you got to fucking go.
It's not above a conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. I thought this was funny too. This CNN yesterday, they're being soundly mocked by most stations as they had Elmo on a panel talking about Syria,
Yeah.
the Middle East. Or actually, they were talking about the travel ban. And so, why would you bring Elmo in? I've never understood
So who's giving
like
the
Elmo
opinion?
is for kids. Do kids really give a shit about what's going on in the Middle East or with a travel ban? That seems like it's
No, I have no idea why Elmo would be included.
Yeah, it's the other thing. Like
He's an annoying son of a bitch, too.
Elmo.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you have to deal with a lot of Elmo?
Yes, Elmo was front and center when my boys were little.
Was he around when we
He
were
was
kids?
not. No,
yeah,
he
I don't
got
remember
added
him.
later. I think he got added like in the late 80s or 90s. or
How does
something.
that guy jump into the mix and then
Oh,
become the
he's
shit?
huge. Yeah, he's the biggest.
Dude, he's huge.
He's the king.
when those Elmo dolls came out, remember they were sold out everywhere? The talking Elmo doll
Tickle
or
Me
something?
Elmo.
Tickle Me Elmo. Yeah, the Tickle Me Elmo.
La 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 Elmo's World.
Dude, imprinted on my brain.
Really? To watch a
Video
lot.
after video.
Well, I don't know what the point is here. Like, I would think Elmo is speaking specifically to children. So I don't know how many children are watching CNN videos
Are
online.
they trying to
but
bring levity to the situation?
I don't know. It's the other one that's always driven me nuts is the Peanuts cast, Snoopy, Chuck Brown, and the like,
Familiar?
selling insurance.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it forever. Forever. That crew has been hawking insurance, and it's like, who is this?
Do
for?
you even
Like,
remember the brand? I don't, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I can't even remember
yes.
the brand.
yeah, as soon as he
They used to hawk
Googles it.
Zingers too. Remember Zingers before
I
Hostess
do.
got them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
they were the face of the Zinger.
I wanted zingers because of the Peanuts crew.
I bought certain Zingers on certain
Yeah.
occasions because of that.
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
They had some sort of cake, cream filled. You would think Twinkie, but no. Then it had some like thick chocolate frosting
It was
on
a
the
little
top of it.
different. Yeah, Zingers were a little different.
Yeah, they sure were.
MetLife. Yeah.
Ugh. Stop screaming at your phones, people. We know it's MetLife.
But it doesn't work if we don't remember what insurance company it is. You know, if we have to look it up to see,
Yeah.
Image Snoopy Insurance.
Were they playing? Were they playing for us because we would remember our childhood and growing up with Snoopy? Because I would think
Dude.
it doesn't make much sense because that's
No offense to Brent Wasik and his cohorts, but insurance is just kind of boring, and so you're trying to lighten it
Yeah.
up. You're trying to, Snoopy, get something to remember. Your
I don't
company
think
by.
that was offensive to Wasik. I don't think you even owed him that mention. The fact is, insurance is boring as shit. Like anyone that tries to rock and roll up,
Yeah.
insurance companies, you're a fraud. It's not possible.
Right. They tried with
Which
Snoopy.
is why we don't know any of
Yeah.
this shit and why you need to go to Brent Wasik to do it.
That's right.
Or
You know
why
what I
you
mean?
shouldn't be tied to whatever one you're using. You should have no connection to them. It's just stupid
Great
insurance.
point.
So you can help us out, help Brent out, and help yourself out and get some better and cheaper insurance.
Call Brent Wasik today.
But yeah, so CNN has this panel here. Oh, imagine sitting in your pre-production staff meeting on that day, and it's like,
Okay, we're going to have Elmo in? Wait, what?
what? Clarissa Ward, who's like a respected journalist. I mean, she's on TV all the time. It's like, Clarissa, we're going to have you on a panel, and you're going to be talking.
You'll be sitting next to the puppet.
Yeah.
The puppet?
What?
What?
What? And it's like, yeah, we're going to have Elmo there to talk about, Syrian refugees. And so Elmo is up there, and
Oh, are they?
they've got another activist there who, part of the International Rescue Committee or some shit. And so they're asking him about, well, Elmo, you went to Syria recently to play with some kids. What did you think about
Syria.
And it's like, did you find them to be normal kids?
Oh, God.
It's total propaganda bullshit, dude. And Elmo's like,
Oh, yeah, they're just like American kids. They love their families and blah, blah, blah. La, 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 Elmo's World. They're the same deep down. They like to play and learn just like Elmo and all his friends at Sesame Street. Elmo thinks it's important to know that everybody is the same deep down, and that's very important.
So this had to be a segment that they taped and put into some kid's program. Had to
I
be.
think it was online. I think it was CNN.com. They'll do videos occasionally.
Okay.
There was a really sad moment on there too because Elmo's new friends told him that they had to leave their homes because it wasn't safe for them to stay, and that made Elmo really sad and sometimes a bit scared. It's worth saying, perhaps, especially today, that the U.S. receives very few refugees, and there's a lot of fear and loathing being put out there, Elmo.
Are you telling me that little red son of a bitch was in war-torn Syria and didn't get shot?
Yeah, I think so.
You picture that little son of a bitch walking on the street, bright red,
Yeah.
just
take
explode
his
his head
head
like
right
a
off.
watermelon.
I know. Apparently, he was hanging out with the children there somewhere, and made a lot of new friends. And now he's, delivering this message to everybody.
Oh, he's a son of a bitch. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
Don't ever
diabolical,
don't
man.
ever get your kids into that guy.
He's got an agenda. That's
Yeah.
the problem. He's got an agenda.
All of Sesame Street does.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know who that message is for. I guess it'll trickle down to children.
Well, it got CNN ripped mercilessly last night on other programs.
Yeah, yeah. Which is always fun, right?
Sure.
Nothing wrong with that. Sure. Chris Cornell, still dead. If you're going to
Damn,
ask.
I thought you
No.
were going to say he wasn't.
Nope. He is still dead. His wife Vicky Cornell talked to People, gave an interview to People, and is talking about how she talked to him just minutes before he died, and kind of how that went down. At what hotel was that? That was at the
Motor City.
MGM Grand.
MGM.
I always say Motor City.
Yeah, I was
MGM
thinking
Grand.
MGM Grand. And so I guess what he'd done was he woke her up by triggering the lights in their New York townhouse, like through his phone. Mm-hmm. You know how people are getting those apps and
Yeah.
stuff? And so he's like turning the lights on and off in the hotel room. She's like, what's going on here? And so that's when she called him to find out what was happening, and said that she didn't recognize the guy on the other end of the phone. He was on a rant. I said, you need to tell me what you took. And he just got mean. It wasn't my Chris. She was so concerned. That's when she called the bodyguard, who had to kick down 2 doors to get to him. His name was Martin Kirsten. And she said that her husband had been sober since 2009, but she had noticed slight changes in him over the past year when he began taking Ativan to help him sleep. She refused, however, to even entertain the notion that her husband had taken his own life, despite the reports that said, yeah, that's what he did. He wouldn't
It's either autoerotic or he took his own life.
Yeah. He wouldn't go out like that. He's also very much looking forward to an upcoming family trip to Disney World.
Picture Cornell walking through Disney World.
No.
That'd be a trip, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's something where if I had a planned family trip to Disney World, I might take myself out just to avoid that. You know what I mean? Like that
Might be a good move.
that might have been Chris is like, I can't do it.
Fucking Dumbo ride. Oh my God, the Dumbo ride.
It's a small world after all. No, I can't. I'm going to go out. I'm going to come one last time with this autoerotic thing, see what this is all about, but I'm done.
I love Disney World, for the record.
Do you?
Yeah. Come on, Mike. It's the happiest place on earth.
Yeah. I think just the rides aren't cool enough.
They aren't. You're
That's my
right.
problem.
You're right. They got
You
some
know?
catching up to do.
Yeah.
The kids these days don't
Yeah.
want to see an animatronic president.
No.
Just saying. They don't.
No. I mean, when Magic
Back in the
Magic
70s,
Mountain,
that was big. That was big shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Hall of Presidents. Look at them all. They look real.
Yeah, no, they don't.
move, sort of.
Yeah. Have they updated that? Has Charles E. Cheese been updated yet? Is he still doing that shit
don't
with his
know.
mouse band?
Chuck Cheese. I don't know. I haven't been to a Charles E. Cheese in a while. Ever since all the fights broke out, I've been staying away, Mike.
Oh, have you? Is that? Yeah, that's enough to keep you away. Yeah, they got to stop selling beer at Charles E. Cheese.
Yeah,
I think
that was a
that's
bad
where the
move.
problem comes in. You know. He was completely present, she says, as far as like being with the family and looking forward to this amazing Disney World trip. He would literally come off stage and be sweating, and I'd be like, here, and hand over like a kid. Other rock star dads would have separate rooms for their kids. My son Chris slept in our room until 6 months ago. He loved his children and me more than anything in the world. She also shared with them her last Mother's Day card. You know what he wrote in there. Remember what she wrote. Remember when she wrote, "I love you more than anyone has ever loved anyone on the planet."
Which, we didn't want to call an overstatement,
Yeah.
but not sure where she gets proof of that.
Yeah, it's right up there with getting a #1 dad mug.
Yeah.
And like
Well,
championing that as
well.
a trophy, something to be proud of. But anyway, these artists that are so sappy, it's just poets, man. And I just read this and I'm just like, oh, stop it.
What did he say? He's probably rolling over in his grave as she releases this publicly. He's probably like, oh man, I just wrote that to you.
It was to you. Now you're sharing it with People magazine.
Seriously, I've written Gab cards. I don't want her to share
Oh
publicly.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I've written Beth cards, and I would not. Maybe we should do that one day. Bring our the cards that we've written.
Oh shit!
Oh, yes.
I'll read Jay's
Hell
to
yes.
Gab's,
Oh,
and you can
boy.
read mine to Beth.
That would be
Oh,
awesome.
All right, I'll do it if you do.
I'll do it if you will.
Mine's way less sappy than yours. I'll guarantee you.
Yeah,
that.
probably. Yours are probably very cold and dry.
Yeah,
and just
just,
like,
I
hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. You've
I
been a
care
good
very
mom.
much for you.
It's like, Jay, you set me up. You knew you wrote bullshit.
But for me, that's
Well, being a lawyer, though, Mike, he knows he doesn't want to put too much in there in case something comes down the line.
Yeah.
It's like, I love you more
Thinking
than
worst case scenarios.
more than my car. Like, well, look at this.
got to keep your phrasing tight, gentlemen.
Maybe we should encourage listeners to send us copies of cards that their
Oh,
spouses
shit.
have written them.
That would be awesome.
Do the sappiest ones. Just take a picture of it and send it to
Yeah.
us in an email. Oh, my husband wrote this. You can even black out his name, whatever. Or we could shame them publicly.
Yeah.
So Yeah, if Chris knew, you're right. Dude, you're giving this to People Magazine? What's the matter with you? It's probably going to end up on the Detroit cast. Shit. Vicky, stop it. To my wife and whole universe.
Setting the stage.
Oh, already. My child bride, who became the most amazing mother anyone could ever imagine.
That's saying something. Child bride.
I know. I was going to ask you, like,
I
is that a
would
common
never
thing?
use that phrase, no.
Have you never called Gab like your child bride?
No,
My
I
child
haven't.
bride.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what that. My child bride. It's right there. My child bride, who became the most amazing mother anyone could ever imagine. Your love and respect inspire awe and a deep sense of joy to see you blossom into the lioness you have become. Both nurturing and warm, but the fiercest of protectors. We are all fortunate to bask in the warm glow of your bright light from your loving husband and other half.
Lioness.
Yeah, lioness, huh? We're all lucky to bask in your glow.
Wow. That's love, man.
Yeah, it sure is. I've never written anything like that to Beth.
I've never gone the lioness route.
No. Anyway.
Mine is going to pale in comparison to one Chris Cornell's, but
Yeah.
I'll bring it in. I'll
You're
bring
not
one
a
in.
poet. You're not a poet. It's not fair, dude. He's a lyricist and a poet.
Great point.
You know, you're not.
He's a
You-
bard.
You write like really boring shit.
Probably.
Is what you do. You know what I mean? Like stacks of paper that's just like monotonous and boring. Still want to read them.
I can express my love.
We'll see. We'll be the judge of that. Another cyber attack like yesterday's could prompt war, NATO warns.
Oh, man.
Yep. NATO has warned another cyber attack could prompt war with the world's armies uniting to crush the hackers. Well, that doesn't sound half bad.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like war games. Like it would all of a sudden start
Yeah.
all of our, our missiles going and all that shit. And then
God.
Joshua, you'd have to shut Joshua down.
Yeah. Boy, that would really spark something for Matthew Broderick if that were true, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's still around, right? He could save us.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
he's married to
fine.
what's her name?
Yeah, Horsehead.
Yeah, right. Horseface.
Oh,
Sex
Jessica-
in
Jessica
the City.
Parker? Is that
Jessica
Sarah
Par-
Jessica
Sarah
Parker.
it?
Jessica
There's a-
Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So computer users around the world were scrambling yesterday to reboot systems after a tidal wave of ransomware cyber attacks spread from the Ukraine and Russia across Europe to the United States and then on to Asia. The attack was dubbed GoldenEye. It appeared very similar to the WannaCry one that we saw like a month ago that hit like 150 or 200,000 computers in 100,
Right.
100 countries or whatever it was. Jen Stoltenberg, NATO's chief, warned the alliance must step up its defense against cyber attacks, saying they could potentially trigger their Article 5 mutual defense commitment, meaning all members would join forces to tackle those responsible. The greatest fear is that another state would attack an ally networks to undermine key industrial and civil society infrastructure without firing a shot.
That is the greatest fear that you expressed yesterday, Mike.
Yeah,
On
it
these
is.
very
Dude.
airwaves.
Yeah, it's still my greatest fear. Nothing has changed since yesterday. It's one of those you can just quietly do. And my biggest fear is we're going to be sitting here one day, talking or what, and then just whoosh. It's not going to explode anything.
Yeah.
You won't hear anything,
Right.
see anything. You're just going to think that the power went out. That's weird.
Then
And
2 years later,
and I got a beard down to here, and we're back to like clubbing women and dragging them by the hair back to our caves. We're starting over.
You could shave.
We don't know
still.
what happened.
You don't need electricity to shave.
into the mic.
You don't need electricity to shave.
I know, but I don't care anymore.
Electricity is the thing that's making you shave right now.
No, like
That's what's making him care.
Oh, okay.
no, but like
Think about Mike's life without electricity.
oh yeah.
All of our lives.
No, I couldn't.
Started
Yeah.
different, but Mike's, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it-
I could still sit there and stare at the trees.
what would happen? Would we just like all keep our homes and not have to pay for them?
Yeah.
Like if we didn't have means to like pay for our homes anymore and banks didn't work anymore, like do we just get our houses? How does that work?
Unless someone
predict
comes
it.
around and more manly comes by and takes it from you.
Shit, yeah.
I can't predict what would happen in anarchy, Mike.
Yeah.
Because by definition, it's anarchy.
Yeah, I know. I've got to find a crew that I can link up with. I know your old man. That's a generous offer. I know he's got a place, I think, after Y2K, and I don't blame him. Has he got a bomb shelter? Do you know? Is it bomb-proof?
I'm not going to say.
Does he have enough food supplies for me?
For you,
Does he have those dry, like, foods that you just put water or
Yeah,
whatever?
he's
and-
got a
Those
lot.
are gross.
He's got a whole stockpile.
I hope the first thing that happens once that does go down is like a McDonald's opens. They'll kill it, dude. They'll kill it. But I need to find a group of like people that know how to fight, and I don't know what I can bring to the group, but I need to find. I don't know.
To the table.
I don't know. Not much.
I mean, are you gonna suggest? I mean, I you could be a clown, I guess. You could entertain the troops.
A masturbatory clown.
I wouldn't want to be part of the Ojibwe tribe, but I would have to be some sort of a cut up, some sort of a ham.
Like they're all just after, but there'd be a lot of pressure. It'd be like every day after they've been doing manly shit and whatnot.
You'd have to bring value.
You'd have to deliver a show every night.
And it's on razor's edge, dude. You can't do too much to annoy them.
Yeah.
You got to be, non-annoying, but entertaining.
My material would nosedive without like being able to see what else is going on in the world. It'd be like,
look at that stick, huh? What do you guys think about that stick?
God, remember that? We found that squirrel and cooked him up, and I dropped a piece of meat in the dirt, man. Don't you hate that when you get dirt on your meat?
Hey, guys, you with me? Squirrels without the bushy tail, right?
Just
am
rats.
I right? Just rats.
Just
pink
rats.
tail, pink nude tail.
Yeah,
we'd eradicate,
Pull
right?
that last week.
Yeah, you need new material, man.
You did the squirrel thing. Plus, you stole it from Jay. We'd rather have Jay here. Where's Jay?
Where's Jay?
Whatever happened to Jay?
Where is that guy? He was funny. He'd have something to talk about in the apocalypse.
Plus, he has guns.
You're recycling 3-year-old material that wasn't yours to begin with. Yeah.
It's grim, Mike.
It is
Let's
grim.
hope and pray it doesn't happen. Cross our fingers.
Yeah. A lot of hope and prayer. I like that idea.
Gentlemen? One more before the big break here, gentlemen. The holiday break. Bring it, E. Bring it strong.
And then we're gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a best friend hug. Doug, Doug, oh, Doug, Doug, Dougie, Doug, Doug.
He actually moved his mouth there.
I know.
Buying or selling a home can be one of the most stressful times of a person's life. Doug Steinert at Century 21 Campbell wants to make the sale of your old home or the purchase of your dream home as stress-free as possible. Call Douglas at 248-765-1781. Let him and the team at Century 21 Campbell make your home purchasing dreams a reality. Call 248-765-1781 and ask for fellow Detroit Cast listener Douglas Steinert.
Hey, were you a Clinton Portis fan at all?
I always kind of watched him with interest because I think the Lions passed on him. He was always one that, if you didn't take Boss Bailey, you could have had Clinton Portis. He was one of those. And I'm not sure that links up Boss Bailey, but something like that.
It does sound kind of familiar. I know it wasn't Terry Fair one that we took where we
Terry
could have had,
Fair
was
was
it
one
Randy
that,
Moss or something?
he passed on Randy Moss. Cornerback extraordinaire Terry Fair.
You could do that every year.
I know,
but
Clinton Portis was high on my mind because of that issue.
God, I didn't realize how big his stats were. Like, he played 9 years, couple with Denver, and then 7 with Washington.
Lots of pass receptions, right?
Yeah, and yards. Like, he's really high on these lists. Like, I just wouldn't have thought his numbers were that high. But and kind of an animated guy. I remember he would do his press conferences and dress up. And Sports Illustrated did a big interview with him, and I don't know if you saw, it was trending like crazy yesterday. Yeah, I don't know where his numbers rank, but I know they're really good. I don't know if they're Hall of Fame good, but maybe for the NFL. NFL Hall of Fame isn't quite as hard to get into. Not like baseball.
Not as hard as baseball. Yeah.
So anyway, they did. I guess he lost like $43 million, and so this story was going around like crazy with this interview that he did in Sports Illustrated because he was talking about how he was going to murder his financial guys. And he gets pretty detailed about it. Like he lost $43 million,
dude.
And he didn't help his cause. I got to be honest with you. Some of this is on Clinton. I mean, some of this shit is on Clinton.
A couple Porsches or something, or
just a couple. But he said he planned to kill one of his advisors. I actually read the article. It sounded like he wanted to kill all of his advisors, and actually drove there. With a gun in his lap and was just waiting. The first one he saw that came out, he was going to absolutely murder him. And then just be like, yep, it was not a beat up, it was a kill. And we would be doing this interview from behind bars.
Wow.
And he had some chick that he knew was a TV producer. It was like turned into more of a confidant of his, and was talking to him while this was going on. while he was sitting in his car with his gun in his lap.
She was like, "Don't do it, Clinton."
Oh my God, you have so much to live for and stuff. And she actually talked him out. It was like, you need to calm down and think about your kids. You have 4 sons. You need to think about them. It's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. And finally he was like, fine, I won't. Fine, I won't kill them. Jeez. Gosh. And so he went home and calmed down and didn't. But, yeah, that was a it was a big story going around about
What was
that.
going to happen? Like, what was that
I
going to
know.
solve?
Your sense of vengeance is that strong that
Yeah.
you realize, oh, I'm going to be arrested and thrown in jail for the rest of my life, but it's worth it because they stole money from me.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
You can see, like, as I said, he didn't help his case, you know, some of the purchases and stuff like that, whatever. But when you read about the financial guys and, you know, you do understand someone like him or a lot of these guys that get taken, and you're like, fuck. They can be savages, you know, and they're playing with money that's not really theirs. And the way he was talking about it was like, you know, they set you up with financial guys. They come highly recommended from X. This guy was on the NFL's approved Players Association list for financial investments. And, you know, they're talking a great game. They say the right things. They're speaking a language, Merck's language, that you don't know. You're not, you know, this isn't your thing. So it's all going over your head, but it all sounds right. And you don't want to be the one that misses the boat on these opportunities. And so next thing you know, you've got $1 million investment in this, and now you got $12 million in a casino somewhere, and that goes belly up. And before you know it, you're out $30 million, and they're just like, well, see you later. Good luck with that, Clinton. And it's like, fuck.
So they didn't personally steal it. They just got him into some bad investments.
Well, one of the things, like, they're going through his debts, because I guess he filed for bankruptcy in 2015, and so publicly listed a lot of his debts, and one of them was to his mom for $500,000. And it sounds like one of these investment guys was, like, made himself something on her loan and then took money out against that. And so now this house that was paid off by Clinton owes $500,000, and so technically one of the debtors now or collectors is
Took
his mom.
equity out of her home.
Yeah, and one of them did something like had Clinton sign off on something or forged his handwriting, which gave him access to his accounts, and was taking $3.1 million out of this that he was totally unaware of. So he says.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you can't sue these guys, and it made it infuriating to him when he tried to sue them, and there's really nothing there. You can't get anything from them, and these guys don't go to jail. You don't put white financial, you know, guys in jail.
You do if they committed crimes.
You should, but they really don't. And so he was furious about it. But he's filed lawsuits against Jeff Rubin, one of his financial guys, between 2011 and 2013. Yeah, you know, for the things that they wanted him to invest in. He claims another advisor, Janesh Brambat, he's the guy that was registered with the NFL Players Association, and I think he worked at the place that was was Wolf of Wall Street. I think that's where he came from, was that place. He encouraged him to invest in a Ponzi scheme by Success Trade Securities. He was later banned from securities trading, but didn't face prosecution. So at the time, you know, I said he owed his mom $500,000, $390,000 in back taxes, $287,000 to the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, $170,000 to the Borgata Casino and Spa in Atlantic City. He owed $412,000 in support payments to 4 different women. That's always fun.
Nice.
Now lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. But, you know, he's great at Florida. He knows he's coming into money, and his mom's dream was always to have her own home. I want my own home. And so he's like, yep, I want a purple home. And he's like, all right.
Man.
So he buys her a purple home in Florida, which is wonderful. You know, paid it off for her. She deserved it. She worked her ass off. And they're like,
Imagine how tight the market is for purple homes. You sure he didn't buy her a white home and paint it purple?
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hard
I
to
can't
find.
say, if he had a crew come in there and paint it. But yeah, it was like an 8,400 square foot home. And you're like, dude.
For just her.
Yeah. Mom's living in this palace for some reason in Florida. The cars, like crazy. He
Yeah.
was featured on like MTV Cribs. And you read so many of these guys, it's like, well, he's got his homes in Florida. He's got a home in Georgia. He's got a home. And it's like, what are you doing? What are we doing? A fleet of cars, all worth hundreds of thousands of dollars each, you know, going into Cribs. And it's like, yeah, this is my fish tank with exotic fishes and shit. And that's my stripper pole over there. And I'm not even kidding. This
This is where the magic happens.
yeah, and it's like these guys just want to show off and one up each other, and so you can definitely point some of the finger of blame at
Contributory negligence
so
there. you're
crazy.
saying?
yeah. And I know it's impossible for me to say I've never been and never will come into just like a $20 million contract or a $40 million deal. I like to think at no point would I be like, well, you know what? I need 14 cars and I need 4 houses. I just do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Maybe, obviously they've all done it. But you would think, God, you'd watch enough of these people go up in flames with this stuff that you just would stop. You know?
Yeah, I think more and more there's people who don't go that route.
Yeah.
There has to be. There's additional education for these guys right when they come in the league, and
Yeah.
it's got to be a cautionary tale of sorts.
Yeah.
And if you're dumb enough to do it, well, then you deserve it, man. You deserve
Ugh.
to be broke in 10 years.
Yeah.
Blowing through money like that. And it
but-
sounds like he was just in some really high-risk investments, too.
Yeah.
It's one
Talked
thing to have the
into.
guy. Yeah, well, it's one thing to have a guy stealing 3.1 million or whatever you said out of his
Yeah.
bank account. That's brutal.
Yeah.
But if you're agreeing to invest in something, well,
Yeah. I know. And if you've got these really smart guys in their business suits talking a great game, you don't want to miss out on this one, Clinton. This casino. Look at these casinos. Would you want to have a piece of blah, blah, blah? And it's
well,
like,
it sounds like he already sued them and it went nowhere, and prosecutors have already looked at these guys and it went nowhere. So
Yeah.
it makes me wonder if it wasn't just, a lot on him just agreeing to bad investments.
yeah, of course. But for a lot of these guys, I know you can see it coming. Like you can go, okay, this guy's going to he's got a $50 million contract, and then you're spending X dollars a year on these houses and cars. Like it doesn't take a genius to realize and say, hey, Clinton, you realize that to do this, you can live like this for 10 years. You can have a posse of guys around you. You can have 12 luxury cars. You can have 3 houses, and you can buy your mom a badass purple mansion for $1 million. You
Or
can
a
do
white
that.
one and paint it purple.
Yeah. Here's what you need to do, though, if you want to have this money into the future and have it make money for you. You can have 1 car. You can have 1 nice house. You've got 4 kids from 4 different women. Stop there. Let's just stop there. That's it. And you know what I mean? Like you can tell them, but you
It's
can't
just sheer stupidity, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
It must be just coming from absolutely nothing. Has to play a role in this, where you come from nothing and then it's like, here I am, I've made it. You think that train's never going to stop, and it always does. Always, especially for a running back. Anyway, let's take a quick break. You see, Congress is trying to get through Larry's Law, auto warm beer.
Warm beer.
Yep. We'll discuss that, and we've got a. Oh man, you know how you well, you probably shouldn't talk about that, but someone wanted to be shot just to see what it felt like. Got someone that tried something equally as dumb.
I saw that.
Yeah.
YouTube stunt.
Yeah,
Went awry.
yeah, as they often do. So we'll get into that and much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hi, Michael Kowalski here, 4th generation of the Kowalski Meat Dynasty. But you can just call me the Sausage King of Detroit. Hi, Michael Kowalski here, 4th generation of the Kowalski Meat Dynasty. But you can just call me the Sausage King of Detroit. And you know what, my friends? It's time. Time to roll out the grill, crack open the Jack's potato salad, sizzle up some sausages, pass out the pierogies, ice those beers, and unfold those chairs. Because grilling season is here, and it's time. Time to eat like a king. I'm Michael Kowalski, and I approve my message.
Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroitcast. A little bit left to go. Sending off our young E here to the Electric Forest.
We need to get him on the road.
Getting excited for DCFC tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be fun, man.
Detroit City Football Club.
Yeah.
Keyworth
See who they're
Stadium.
you know who they're taking on. Did you look or not?
Doesn't matter to me.
Let me see. I want to see. That would be awesome, dude. That's a great
Yeah,
time.
I'm really excited to see that stadium and see the team and really the atmosphere.
Hopefully the weather
stadium.
holds, Mike.
Yeah.
Heard it's going to be stormy, but we'll see.
They'll play through some rain, right?
Of course they will.
Never killed anyone. What do you got, E?
Finally, E into the mic says, "What day is tomorrow?"
What day is that? Yeah. He turned his microphone off to do that.
Yeah, I'm glad right after a break he's choosing to look this up. And
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think
of this.
about it. The Michigan Stars. I don't know who those are. What? The
I
Michigan
believe they play out of Berkeley, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? Good club. I hear great things about them.
should be a good one.
Mentioned before the break, Larry's Law. Some may know him as Otto Warmbier, as Jay named Larry.
It's aptly named.
Aptly. It's a brilliant name. It really is. Anyone's dealt with a warm beer situation left on a counter, it's a Larry. And so when we said Otto...
Who Larry'd this, man?
Well, dude, there's 10 Larrys on the table.
It's like a 3/4 beer, dude. Who Larry'd this?
I don't know. I know this won't shock you guys. I don't know why I haven't mentioned this first, but I was always the person, and I don't drink beer fast enough. So what I would usually
you've
do,
Larry'd a lot of beers over your career.
they just used to call it a fady beer, a fady empty is what it was called in our circle of people. Who's this fady empty? But like I used to, what I would try to do is because I wouldn't drink it fast enough, so then I would open a new one, have a few sips, and pour it into there, and that's how I would start the evening. But as I got more drunk throughout, I'd forget. Or just
Honestly,
whatever.
that's never happened to me where I've had a beer that's unfinishable.
Well, I don't think I've ever set a beer down. Like you open it and then you have it in your hand until it's gone.
I've definitely had it happen where you're just so wasted that, oh my God, you just
Yeah.
don't finish it.
Yeah.
But I've never had one so long in my hand that it turns warm and it's undrinkable.
Yeah.
God, E.
I know.
Well, anyway, it really has nothing to do with Otto Warmbier, but I can't tell if this is one of those things where your congressman or
Rolling up their sleeves, getting to work for the American people.
We will never have another Larry death on our hands, and here's how we're gonna fix it. And we've got a bipartisan committee to do it.
No, somebody's trying to take advantage of the news right now and get their
Yeah.
name in the news. Sponsored by Senator so-and-so.
Yeah.
And make sure that everybody knows that they're on top of this. Like, as if this is like a huge issue that happens every day. you know?
Right. We
Now,
need
how
to-
about you solve health care instead? Taxes would be
Yeah.
good to tackle as well.
Well, the gentlemen that are taking this on, we've got Republican Joe Wilson and Democrat Adam Schiff.
Just working together.
Yep. It's what we do. We are capable of getting things done
Reach
together.
across the aisle.
That's right. Some things are bigger than parties. And Larry's death is one of those things.
Stopping people from going to North Korea
Yeah.
on trips.
Like there's a shitload of those people out there. But they've introduced legislation to ban tourist travel to North Korea. Could receive a vote as soon as next month. If it becomes law, Americans would have to apply for and receive a license from the Treasury Department to visit North Korea. Time and time again, the North Korean regime has shown that it will treat Americans who visit their nation as hostages to extract concessions from the United States, put their lives in danger.
So this is another example of the government protecting you from yourself.
That's right. Warmbeer's brutal handling is tantamount to the murder of a U.S. citizen by North Korea. Brings further into focus the need to go beyond simply warning Americans not to visit this pariah state.
Tantamount.
I do like that phrasing.
Hell yes.
Ed Royce, the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, says, this is absolutely necessary, this legislation. People watch these websites that guarantee they can go into North Korea and be secure, be safe. These glossy presentations, and the reality is that many of these visitors end up being used as bargaining chips by this North Korean regime.
They just hustled right before the holiday break, rolled their sleeves
what
up, and got it
heroes.
done.
Yeah. Let's get to work. Hey, Joe, are you with me on this one?
Adam,
Damn right I am, Adam. Let's get to work. My sleeves are already rolled up. I already loosened my tie.
I mean, I've done all I can do.
Cleared my schedule for the rest of the afternoon. Let's get to work on this. And so, I did see 2020, I think, last Friday, did a story on Larry, on Otto Warmbier. And they tried to get into the group that booked his trip. You know, he was in China or wherever.
Right.
and they were offering these excursions to North Korea. Blah
So
blah
they
blah.
went undercover and tried to book one as well.
Well, no, I think that group came out and went, yeah, we're not booking Americans anymore to go over there and blah, blah, blah. So they wanted to talk to them and say, like, dude, what are you doing even taking Americans over there? And they knock on this door, and the person that answers the door, it's like a shitty apartment. There's like 2 people in there and a laptop and just like paper strewn. It's like, yeah, this is the travel group. And they're like, yeah, we're not talking to anyone. Like, slam the door in their face. And it was like, this is the travel group. You're putting your kids,
Fly by night.
Yeah. So, anyway, hopefully we get that law. I would hope that most Americans would know, and ones that don't give a shit about that law. The ones that are dumb enough that are like,
Right.
it's my calling. It's my calling. I need to go over there and let them know about Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior.
No, you're
that-
exactly right, man. People who are destined to go there are destined to go there.
Yeah, they're just gonna go.
Yeah.
They don't, they'll go to China and then sneak in, whatever they got to do.
A crate full of Bibles.
God, these people. Yeah, isn't that what happened to the one guy? He left like a Bible on a nightstand or something in the hotel, and it was like, it was an attack on the regime.
Not very good.
No, what is this? What is this? This is a direct threat to a regime. Okay, direct threat. It's a Bible. Relax, pal. Minnesota woman charged with shooting her boyfriend, 5 years.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I don't know if she's in Hibbings, Minnesota, or Chester. Are they anywhere near Chester, Minnesota? Come by and see our warehouse.
I was just thinking of the Averys, but they're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Aren't they? Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen Avery.
What city?
Dolores. Yeah, they were going to Crivets.
Crivets. What a Crivets.
Going to Crivets. Mike's like, what's a Crivets?
Yeah, it's a town. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The dogs.
Oh, no, Earl, they froze. They froze. Oh, no, my dogs, they froze.
You're talking to people who
That was the most inconsequential interview ever. Like, Dolores, focus.
It was.
We're talking about your son who's
You're,
being tried.
you're the subject of a worldwide phenomenon,
Yeah.
Netflix documentary, Making a Murderer.
Oh, no.
How do you feel about it?
The dogs, they're froze. The dogs are froze.
No, it was, haven't even watched it.
Haven't seen it, really. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's Netflix?
I can't talk. Gotta go to Crivets.
Yeah, somebody let him borrow a DVD player with a copy, remember?
Yeah.
Chuck, I think, Steven's brother, said that. Yeah, I got through one of the discs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good, I think.
Take your time, Chuck, Earl, Dolores. Anyway, I don't know if they're anywhere near them. Well, they're not by them in Wisconsin. But so anyway, we're talking about Mona Lisa Perez.
Wow.
That's a name, right? It's kind of ballsy to name your kid Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
It's not like Mona Lisa was a looker either.
No.
You
Some
know?
say it's Da Vinci himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Mona Lisa Perez shot Pedro Ruiz in
Hold
the
on,
chest.
you've never heard that? That it's a self-portrait?
No.
Yeah. Really?
No, I honestly,
was just-
I hadn't. Common knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let's
Let's see. It's Jobby.
There he is.
Yeah.
I mean,
See it now?
She's gross.
Yeah,
what
she
made
is.
this like? It's and everyone. It's not yeah. There's these
That's
weird
the standard.
things, right?
It's the Mona Lisa
Yes.
of whatever. It's
Yeah.
the Mona Lisa.
Yeah. Well, it's not like it's the Mona Lisa, or it's like this.
I know,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
There's a hell of a lot better portraits than that, aren't there?
Well, fucking Ogie's painting could go into any one of these things. You know
I've
what I
heard too. I've not been to the Louvre, but I've heard it's only about this big.
yeah, it's not so.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
think of it as this grand thing, but it's only
Yeah.
about I don't know if you put
it
two of
like-
these
yeah,
together
like
and then
9 inches plus 3.
one across.
Have, like, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, she shot her man in the chest.
Oh no,
Yeah, with a 50 cal Desert Eagle pistol.
it's got stopping power.
While their 3-year-old was in the room and watching, which is always good. Perez ran out of the house screaming, and he died. But
I'm not an expert in calibers. But
Yeah.
I think that's a large enough caliber to generally float through the book that he was holding,
Yeah.
trying to stop that bullet.
in the book, this is a bit for their YouTube channel
Yeah.
because they're crazy. Ugh,
Gonna make $1 million. Post it on YouTube.
these people that think that we're gonna make a viral video, and it's like come on, hon. He's holding the book up. She was a foot away, dude.
Honestly,
foot
though,
away.
it's got a pretty good chance. If that worked, I'd probably watch it. You would too, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's true. It's, I mean, but I'd watch a video of some kid playing Russian roulette. You know what I mean? Like, if you're willing to play that game.
No, see, knowing he dies, I don't want to see it. But if he had lived, I'd
True.
have been like, fuck yeah, let me see that.
Yeah. Like the tire video. Knowing the tire guy was okay.
Yes, if that tire guy was dead, ugh,
Yeah.
morbid, gross.
Don't want to see it. The book was supposed to stop the bullet.
Right.
Prior to the shooting, Perez had tweeted, "Me and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine." They had planned for Perez to fire the handgun at the hardcore encyclopedia being held by him outside
Is
their
it
home.
me, or is she going Sneech? She's
Yeah,
got a Sneech-like body, doesn't she?
I think she's pregnant.
Okay, so I'll give her a break.
Yeah.
How nice of you. How kind of Jay to give her the pregnant girl a break on her stomach.
I just see everything drooping downward toward the
Yeah.
waist, and I think Sneech.
Yeah, that's very Sneech-like. Very Sneech-like.
She
But
definitely looks
there's a
pregnant.
Brad in there, though. That's the problem.
Okay. Now, what book did they use? Did they say?
Encyclopedia.
Oh, okay.
So it was a thick book. She claimed the plan was Ruiz's own, and
Who
that,
has an encyclopedia anymore?
I don't know. I don't know.
Remember when those were big? I had
Yeah.
a whole set, dude, at home.
Oh, yeah.
You still do? Or
No,
you
I
did?
had when growing
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Did your parents buy it from?
Yeah. What was it? The World Book Encyclopedia.
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
something like
something?
that.
Yeah.
Remember when you had to do like a
Encyclopedia
report?
Britannica.
That was like your main source for reports in
Yes,
grade
you had
school.
to do a
Yeah.
report, and
Ugh.
you'd go to the. And if you had the whole thing, you'd have books that had the A, B, C, D, and then
Hell
you'd
yes.
go into A and be like,
Ah,
okay.
ants.
So he'd showed her a video of someone else doing this. Some guy was successful with the book trick. This time, however, it penetrated the volume. It killed him. Perez, who is pregnant with the couple's second child, has been charged with second-degree manslaughter. The victim's aunt, Claudia Ruiz, said she told him, don't do it. Why are you going to use a gun? Why?" And he replied, "Because we want more viewers. We want to get famous." The couple's YouTube channel, which includes pranks, and they were just gonna,
Hijinks.
well, they were gonna. This was definitely going to explode for them. I mean, they were onto something original and good with their YouTube channel because everyone deserves to be famous, right? So there were pranks such as
It's going to be hilarious. Tell me, Mike. Tell me.
Perez feeding Ruiz donuts, but they've got baby powder sprinkled on them.
Oh! Oh! No, he didn't! It's got viral written all over it.
He did.
Oh shit!
Guys,
Can you imagine his response?
they typically received about 400 views per video and had 218 subscribers.
I'm shocked. That,
They're on their way.
God.
I'm shocked I got that many. And a guy eating a donut, and there's some baby powder on it.
Yeah. Another of Ruiz's aunts, Lisa
They
Primo.
tagged it right, E.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, their SEO. They got a strong SEO game. Another of his aunts said she pretty much raised him after his mom died when he was 9. She said he was a gun enthusiast and a daredevil who was always putting a dangerous twist on everything he did. So another one of his videos,
Such
and guys-
as Ergo.
And I want to be clear. If kids are listening, don't try this at home. I mean, leave this to the professionals. You think these are amateurs on a whim, but this is professional stuff, and so you got to be careful.
Okay.
Jumping into the swimming pool from the top of the
Oh,
house.
I've never seen that done
no,
ever.
I haven't either. I'd like to see if you can find that video, E, of him jumping off the roof into the pool because that's very
On their
original.
YouTube channel.
And she says no hesitation either. Like, he didn't stand up there and like, oh my God, should I do this? Like, no hesitation, he would do that. He was
It was just him.
the other thing, and if this doesn't have viral video written all over it and millions of dollars in fame and fortune coming your way, he would drive go-karts kind of crazy. Like, he was famous for like
No
going to the go-kart,
way.
and he would like,
Famous.
yeah, he would drive crazy in a go-kart. The couple have uploaded a string of YouTube videos, and some of them, this is another one. This has got home run written all over it too. Perez pranks a sleeping Ruiz. In one, she pours hot candle wax onto his back while he's asleep. Boy,
Boy.
Wow.
There's something else.
I
Who
don't know.
couldn't see this coming?
yeah.
You know, the risk taking like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, dude, if you're willing to eat a donut with baby powder sprinkled on it, or
Jump off a roof into a pool.
I mean, next logical step is, a gun from a foot away into a book through your chest. Ah, poor guy. Sorry for his loss.
The channel shut down, I assume. E?
I think this is it. I'm just trying to see where this. Because here's the whisper. Here's them doing something called the Whisper Challenge, and it looks like. I mean, it looks like this is not. You know what I mean? That looks like that's probably it.
They've probably gotten 48,000 views in the last day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, their views are at 48,067 on that. I'm assuming 48,000 of those
I was
are
hoping
very, very recent.
to obviously find this one about him jumping off the roof, but
It might have got pulled. I mean, it's just so dangerous and so original.
Well, look at these amazing stunts.
What do we got?
Come on the vlog today.
Get out of here. Stop
He is
it.
on top of a child's swing set
Oh, my God.
with his feet on.
He's a madman. He's a madman.
Hold on, honey bunny.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, shut up, honey bunny.
A madman. He's mad.
He is mad. He's off his rocker.
No way.
Literally
This
off
can't
his
be
rocker.
happening. Is
happening?
the
Get the fuck out of here.
Babe, good job.
Will someone shut the kid up?
Good, babe.
Honey bunny, quiet.
Oh my gosh, babe.
My
good
God, babe.
job.
Whoa.
Dude, she is really taken with this guy.
Whoa.
High five.
High
You
five.
deserve a
Al.
good-
Dude, that's huge.
Dude, it looks like they live in
Alright, everyone, so I
Napoleon
just came
Dynamite's
inside
house and
because-
neighborhood. Look at this.
So now I am going to get my wings out of the crock pot. Crock pot, the way I said it.
Yeah, the way you said it.
And
Home run.
put them in the oven for, I think it said 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, she's got to go
And then
feed the
we're gonna
llama.
have wings with cheesy
What
fries.
was the llama's name?
Tonight,
Shut
I know
up.
it's not the
Where's
holidays,
Kip?
but your girl is craving some wings, some buffalo
She's
wings.
talking
so
about
I'm
that
really
she's gonna be
excited, but I just wanna
craving
show you
buffalo
what they
wings and
look like.
fries for dinner tonight.
Well, they are crazy. So,
Dude, she lives in Napoleon Dynamite's house.
Yeah,
Open it,
yeah.
It's like, you just
just waiting for Ruiz to come in and grab a Gatorade out of the fridge and slam it really quick.
What else is in this video?
Uncle Rico.
Trying to see what else is. Oh, here we go.
Oh, now we're talking. Get out of
He's a
here.
kayaker.
Oh, no.
Such a workout muscle
I
man
see your
over
butt
here.
crack.
This chick thinks he is extreme.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She
oh,
adores
shit.
I mean, good
this
for
guy.
him, I
Oh,
guess.
shit.
Oh, my God. These steps are steep. Oh, shit. Shit. Are you catching this, everybody?
They live in backwoods,
And you
Montana
made
or some
it.
shit.
Touchdown!
Dude,
You've
he
got
just
experience
wa-
with extreme videos. I mean, this is
That's so
this is
I can't touch
sexy.
this,
So
dude.
sexy.
this is too hardcore for you, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do
And
this.
he's off
And he's off.
to
Come on.
his adventure.
Look, he started way on the mud, so he didn't have to get wet at all.
Yeah, you don't want his toesies to get wet.
Adventures,
Like,
he's just kayaking.
He's still not shoved off because he started way on the mud.
He's lacking a touch of core strength.
Oh,
that you
here
really
we go.
need to push
Here we
it.
go.
Oh, my God.
Look at him.
Dude.
Extreme adventure.
Yeah. Look at those rapids. This guy's insane. He's a madman. He's a madman.
She's not even doing anything herself, by the way. She's just filming a guy kayaking.
She just exclaimed, "My hero."
Man.
He looks so cute, guys.
Yeah, guys. Check him out, guys. Look at him. He's
Oh.
giving rock star fingers to
Oh
us.
my gosh, he's showing off. Look
Yeah.
at him.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, God. That's Ruiz for you. That's Ruiz.
Oh.
Look at, there's nothing else in this. It's just her talking about.
You're retarded. This is unreal.
Dude, I feel bad for them because they honestly believe in their heart of hearts that they're going to be viral
Yeah.
superstars.
Oh, look at this. Some in-store shooting.
Well, they are very backwoods, small town deal. So to have 400 viewers or something, that probably are thinking they're big shit.
Yeah. It's just so sad.
Now
There are
it's
so many
29,000 views.
there are so many kids who think that they're going to do it's lightning in a bottle. People need to understand it's lightning in a bottle, and that is so unoriginal. You're
Look at the title of it. The title of it, all caps. No way. This
can-
can't be happening, vlog.
yes, it can be happening.
This vlog is all about craziness.
Oh my God.
Watch and find out what happens. Thank you, everyone, for the love and support. We appreciate you all. Loves.
Grab a snack and enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our family adventure. Leave us questions you'd like to know about us. How old is Honey Bunny? Oh, great question, Pete.
How stupid can you be? That's my question.
God, man. They're walking amongst us, and today's They're Walking Amongst Us story, Jay. We talked about Hucklebuckle yesterday.
We did,
Which
unfortunately.
was dynamite. Is there any chance? I know there's a slim to none chance, but are you raising your family as a taboo family?
No, we're not, Mike.
No.
For the record, we are not raising our children as in a taboo family.
Taboo sex family, really?
No.
You're not.
You're
I didn't think
you're
you
gonna tell me
were.
about the doctor who's
Yeah.
looking for ladies to spawn with so that he can raise a taboo family.
Yeah.
A surgeon.
Surgeon. Northern California surgeon abusing children under the age of 14, and he wanted to really establish this taboo sex families, multiple of them. He's being held on almost $6.5 million bail. Dr. James Kohut, they say he's a public danger, and his goal was to impregnate these chicks, as you said, and give birth to children he could sexually abuse in his taboo family lifestyle. For nearly 20 years, he has had a fixed sexual desire to be part of multiple taboo families.
And he's just picturing what? Then these kids just live with him and they enjoy this so much that they stay with him forever? Or
I guess.
He sends them off into the world as completely fucked up human beings? Hasn't thought that far, right?
No.
He's just thinking, get my rocks off, get my rocks off.
Get my rocks
And a
off,
little kid. Little kid.
He has, so he pressured women. His thing is he wants to bang a mom and a daughter, which I get. Believe me, I get. That's one of the bucket list items that a lot of guys have. I have friends that have done it. It's a tough one to pull off. I've gotten as close as an aunt and a niece, I guess it would be. But mother-daughter is a tough one to close. And so his goal was to bang a mom and a daughter, impregnate the daughter, and then raise this child that he can bang in this taboo lifestyle. So he's got a
And
plan.
chain her up in the basement or what?
I don't know.
You know, we always talk about, when you talk about these weird things, these taboo lifestyles, or these people that want to do different things, I guess what gets to me is like, dude, that means your whole life is about this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we all go through our day, and, you know, we do the show, and then you go home and do stuff with your family or whatever, and, like, you're just doing stuff. If you're going to do stuff like this, it has to be your whole focus.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, if you work at a job at the bank, and then he does this or whatever he does, the whole day has to be thinking
He's
about,
a
like,
surgeon.
how can I set this up?
I know, how diabolical.
Do you know how smart you have
Selfish,
to
how
be?
completely self-centered.
Dude, to become a surgeon, like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work and years to get there. You would just think that guy's mind
Wouldn't go there.
wouldn't go here.
Or wouldn't have the time.
He's
or
convincing nurses to, like, help him find kids to fuck. He was arrested in his Santa Cruz home along with Emily Stevens, who's 29, and Rochelle Brandon, two nurses who were charged with participating in the abuse. He faces 165 years in prison. He was arrested. Brandon was arrested. So this nurse chick is going through the phone and sees, like, why is Dr. Kohut on your video here fucking a child? Like, that's weird, hon. How do you explain this? And so he took that to the police. And that's really where this all exploded. He does have a wife, Kohut. She is a gynecologist, fitting. She is standing by her man. That news came even after they had temporarily split about 5 years ago because he wouldn't stop fucking younger chicks. You know, do you hate that? Beth would she would do that. She would definitely leave me for a few months too if I would not stop fucking younger girls.
You know, there are people who don't want to do other things. You know, if you want ice cream, you don't go to a barbecue shop.
He had young girlfriends. He was always going after the young nurses. Karen found out, and Jim left for a few months, leaving her at home with the kids. Pretty good move for Jim. Karen has always stood by him. She's very devoted. So Kohut, he was the chief of neurology at Dominican Hospital in Santa Cruz before he was asked to leave in recent months. The surgeon apparently upset several staff in the unit and left following several warnings about his arrogant behavior and poor bedside manner. He was a dick to patients. Oh, there was that one other thing, too, where he was caught a couple times downloading porn at work. Oh, boy. And so they were like, all right, enough of you, you ass. How do we get here? How
do you become so focused, fixated on that one aspect of your life? Right, everybody likes to have their penis stroked to completion. We get that.
Fair. I think that's true for all of us.
But, dude, come on,
Does it
man.
start with, like, you
got
see...
other shit to do. Like, you gotta, I don't know. There's time and a place.
That's like, again, like I just said, like, I just think the time it would take, if you have these things that are so...
The obsession.
It would just take so much of your life. Like,
yeah.
Do you go to concerts still? Is he, like... It just seems like
yeah,
that would
only
have
to
to
look
be...
for young chicks.
Right.
Only.
Like, everything you do, you're at the mall, you're just like...
How does it start, though? Is it something like you're watching a video, you see someone on, you know, you think is 26, turns out she's 13 in a blue bikini, and then you're just like,
yes,
oh, man.
That's how it starts.
And then you keep going back to that. You just keep... Your mind just goes, fuck, that 13-year-old was hot. That ass, wow. And then it's like that. Now the ball's rolling. Now
I've always speculated.
we're rolling downhill.
I've always speculated that these dudes like start out with quote normal porn or normal heterosexual whatever, and then they just start dabbling, and that doesn't get you off anymore. And then down the rabbit hole you go, and all of a sudden you're watching a guy bang a mule, and that's what gets you off. So you go there, and that doesn't get you off anymore, and so you know, you go to the shit he watches, and
you start getting into that really weird German porn where feces comes. That's more Japanese. More Japanese, where feces really makes an appearance, and then vomit. Dude, you know, the German stuff, though, some of that German porn, when you see guys talking dirty to a chicken they're fucking, there's that stuff out there.
Oh, a chicken.
Chicken. Oh, yeah, like
I
a
thought you said
chicken.
Chick.
Like a bird.
Like a chick.
A
They're fucking.
fowl.
Gotcha.
You throw out there like the stuff that E gets into, dude. Mike,
I know you're very straight-laced.
No, I was just gonna say Mike constantly brings up porn that I've never even heard of before. Like, if there's someone in this room, you should be questioning.
I'm a creep. There's no doubt about it.
He's very strictly missionary. He wants to see a penis in his porn.
Yeah, he does. I just like the ones where they put like a toilet seat over the girl's head and then they just fucking gig on it, fucking choke on it, and mascara is streaming down their face, tears, snot out of their nose, fucking choke on it. Like, I've watched a few of those videos, and it's abhorrent. It's abhorrent. It should be illegal, but since it's not,
to rape.
Since it's not, and it is out there. But I hope that's not where it leads. I hope I don't wake up one day and I'm like, God, you know what? I got to fuck a daughter and a mom, and then impregnate the daughter. She'll have a kid. I'll start fucking the kid. This is the goal.
Like, you're sitting here doing
this is where we're going.
Well, I think but in your head, you're just like, okay, as soon as this is done.
That's my speculation, is that it's a slippery slope. No
Imagine I'm shuffling you guys out the door really quick as nurses are coming over and we're putting our plan together.
You kind of rushed me out the door yesterday. So.
Look at that poops. Look at that poops.
This little poops has a very rare condition.
She does. I just love syndromes so much. I just love them so much. And every time I read about one that I didn't know about, foreign accent syndrome is just bonjour. It's just the greatest thing ever. Someone gets a head injury and wakes up speaking a foreign language. I love it. Uncontrollable hair syndrome.
Awesome.
How tits is that?
Especially for a little 1-year-old poops.
Yeah, that's Phoebe Braswell. She's 21 months old. So one of only 100 kids worldwide with a documented case of uncontrollable hair syndrome, a real disorder of the hair shaft of the scalp.
Is this going to calm down at some point in her life, or is she stuck with this?
It's possible, but
because it's cute now.
Yeah,
oh boy.
Yeah.
Try going to high school with that.
Sufferers usually have disorderly silvery blonde or straw-colored hair, which grows standing up and cannot be brushed flat. They're scarecrowing it. You're scarecrowing it, right?
Wow, so the shaft where it leaves the scalp is just, it does look coarse.
Yeah. She's got gorgeous eyes. Look at those blue eyes. She's got to wear that thing in her hair, that ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, people think her mom's like a shitty mom. Like, look what you're letting your kid go out like.
Right.
You're right. It looks okay now. It actually looks kind of okay now, but you're right. Depending on how it's going to go down the line, like as she grows up, how much it will grow and how out of control it will get.
Does that affect, like... Nah, it wouldn't have anything to do with the pubic region, right? Like hair.
I don't know.
There's no correlation between head hair and.
Did they say scalp specifically?
They did say scalp. Apparently, your follicles are nice round follicles. Hers are kidney shaped, which is where the birth of the problem is here for her. This is what's giving her that fine, coarse hair, bright white, tangled, constantly conducting static, like a balloon. Her mother, Jamie, said people always comment on Phoebe's unruly hair.
Look, man, I'm more worried about the hairline. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, wow.
You know?
Does it kind of look like Chucky?
Yeah, she doesn't have hair in, like, critical parts of her head.
Like,
that's what we should be talking about, not the fact that what she has is wiry. Why isn't she growing in critical parts? I don't know, like the front.
We are missing some serious hair here.
She looks like she's wearing a cheap 1980s hairband wig.
Yeah, look at that one too on the right. You see it? There's serious. I mean, she's adorable. She's a funny one.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some transplantation at issue here going on in the near future.
Wow. So yeah, moms, like, people are always commenting about her unruly hair. Unfortunately, people often feel the need to comment on her hair, and some of them are not quite kind. We were in the grocery store once, and a lady said, she is going to hate you when she looks at her baby photos because you let her go out in public like that. Oh,
Who
that
are
would
these?
Stink.
You know, these idiots that walk around and like you're giving advice like that or saying that to a stranger. What a moron and just an idiot.
You know, and
I get what she's
and
saying.
the fact is, kids, like when we went to the Palace, I think Sweet Pie was wearing.
Don't criticize my little.
No,
Sweet
but
Pie.
I think she was wearing like a leopard print coat and then
Probably.
like cowboy boots or
Maybe.
something, and it was
pink cowboy boots and leopard print coat. Yeah.
yeah. And I remember, you know, you just looked at us and went, yeah, she Sweet Pie decided she was going to pick her outfit out today, and it was like excellent, great choice, Sweet Pie, dynamite ensemble. But she didn't care, and you didn't care. If someone went, oh, she's going to kill you one day when she looks back at these photos that you let her out like this.
Fuck you, stranger.
Yeah. Cowboy boots make perfect sense. She's going to play basketball, for Christ's sakes. So, yeah, people are like, oh, you should brush it better. Why don't you put it in a ponytail? Well, it hurts. It hurts to be put in a ponytail. That's why, sir. Mind your own fucking business.
Hurts to pull back like that?
Yeah. They say though the condition is quite rare and most people have never even heard of it, some speculate that Albert Einstein had it as well.
Ah, he did have unkempt appearing hair.
Yeah. He's the guy that's always in the poster, like the look at his tongue hanging out. That's that guy, right?
That's that guy, yeah.
Got famous off a poster. Isn't that incredible?
He went viral.
Yeah, he sure did. I mean, seriously.
Did something else too. I don't remember.
I don't know. He was the one that found electricity
Theory.
with a key, right?
Some sort
and
of
a
theory.
kite. He had the key and the kite, right? was
Shit,
him.
was it that or the wheel? I don't remember.
What happened to the wheel?
Invented it?
Oh, did he invent the wheel?
Maybe-
or a
maybe
better
he found
mousetrap?
fire. I don't know.
No, he invented a better mousetrap.
Sliced bread?
That's it.
The cotton gin.
Yes. Peanut butter. He invented peanut butter. Almost
Dude,
positive.
as we're talking about historical instances here, I forgot Big E. It's Big E's history moment today.
That's right. He's been studying.
We've gone long, I think.
We
no,
have,
no.
but,
Before we get to this day in history with Big E, I'd like to tell you. Now, here's a deal so ridiculous, even the E-tard might pay attention. Starting today and ending Wednesday, July 5th, lease a new 17 Ford Fusion or Ford Escape for just $99 a month. Yes, a brand new, not used Ford Fusion or Escape under $100 a month. Guys, you know the only place this is possible is from our friends at Zott Ford and dealsinthed.com.
Did you just hear him moaning over here?
I know.
And scoffing?
He's in
He's
pain.
scoffing.
You know what? I feel like you did when your teacher told you you're about to go on vacation and but you had to do this.
no.
Yeah,
This is
Mr.
like-
Little.
I'm
Mr. Little. I was in
literally,
fourth grade, dude.
I've got myself
You're a
packed and ready
38-year-old
to-
man.
All right, get up in front of class, get to the podium, and present this day in Big E history.
So this day in history, and what? We were scolded before for interrupting him too much, being disruptive students.
God damn it. I was really hoping you'd forgotten about this. Okay, so what is it? June? What's the date
I
today?
don't even know what date it is.
It's June 29th, you son of a bitch.
So on this day, June 29th, 1767.
Is he reading?
Just let me the British approved of the Townshend Revenue Acts,
Townshend Revenue.
thus imposing.
We're going revenue again, huh?
Well, this.
He's fixated.
Well, I actually tried to look for something.
I don't have. I'm going to talk a lot about.
Well, no, I think I think there's the people these.
maybe I'll get it.
I think these people these days don't appreciate how big of a deal America was and what it took to all the stuff that it went into making it happen and what led to America becoming America.
A lot of dead bodies. Lots of
Well,
slaughter.
nonetheless.
Bloodshed.
So the Townshend Act was essentially a tax on a bunch of different crap that that British was going to implement on us before we were Americans, the colonials, and I'm trying to think.
So the
And
British
people
were going
really
to
pissed.
implement
Yeah.
stuff
Well,
on
they
us?
wanted to implement this tax because and so they could pay the
Oh,
judges.
I remember. That's when we threw all the tea in Boston
No,
Harbor.
that's not.
That's it.
That's
Yep.
further down the line. That's further down the line, my man. This leads to it eventually, though. This does lead to that, kind of. But no, they wanted to pay the judges and like the people of the judges and some people because a lot of people were not. They had made a few acts, a few different levels of them. They had made some other. They had made. Hold on a little bit, you son of a bitch. They've been trying to find out ways to fund this country. Like the thing is, the British is way over across the ocean.
They are.
And you have to pay to fund these colonies. And so they're trying to come up with ways to do that through these taxes and stuff. And every time they do it, Americans are just like, fuck that. We don't.
Sounds like a very anti-American presentation.
Absolutely.
Well, America
When do
was
we turn into the good guys?
Americans were kind of dicks to me if you really look back to it at the beginning, dude. Like, essentially, we wanted our...
We are on the cusp of the birth of our nation.
Yeah.
No,
What,
we
4
all
more
came
days, 5
over-
more days, and he is going to
Slander the country's
slander
good
the
name.
country that we love, America! America! Get out,
Here's
you
the
commie!
deal.
You don't like it, get out!
Yeah, but here's the deal. Like, they all wanted to leave England because they wanted freedom of religion and they wanted space. Like, there was no room over there for people to own land. So all
They wanted to go to space.
Space.
No,
NASA?
no.
Is this when NASA
This
was
is when
implemented?
the
No,
birth of NASA.
land.
Now it's
They
getting
wanted
good.
land.
Oh.
People wanted
Is
land.
this the day that the space shuttle blew up?
No, it's not.
No, Christy McCullough.
They wanted land.
You know what her favorite shampoo
and they
was?
wanted freedom of
I don't know.
religion.
Tell me.
So they
Head and
came
Shoulders.
over
Yeah. I
here.
found it on the beach.
I'm just going
Do
to
you
keep
know what-
trying.
do you know
Hey,
what color
settle
her eyes
down.
were?
You settle
Blue.
down.
One blue right, one blue left.
Hey, pay attention. This is
Sorry,
no.
Professor.
He just kicked me. The teacher just kicked me.
Well, you said earlier that that's what you need, a reprimand, a physical reprimand.
All right, what is this? The Townsend Act?
The Townshed
Townshed.
Revenues Act.
Got it.
Now, but the thing is, like, dude, so America were kind of dicks, dude. They came over
Whoa.
here
Stop
wanting
calling
this
us dicks,
Right
wanting
on the
more
cusp of our-
land and religious freedom. Then once they got over there, they wanted to be protected and have like England.
We wanted our cake and eat it too, right?
Exactly,
Wowie.
dude. Then England starts to want to like be like, yo, dude, guys, we need some money for this. Like, we can't. It's not just free to ship our army over here and protect you from the Indians and shit. So they started doing these things, and then America pretty much just they started going like. That's when they started going. They started. Oh, this is bullshit. You guys are going to tax us, and we don't have any representation over in
No
England.
taxation without representation
Exactly,
is
Mike,
what they should have
exactly,
done.
Mike.
That's what they should have done.
Exactly. And so they
I think they
just
should have just thrown the tea in Boston Harbor.
Yeah,
Well-
would have
Been
solved a
done with
lot of these problems.
That's the thing.
for
So the
sure. Could've
Townshed Acts
avoided all this.
happen. The Townshed Acts happen, and then they have these import duties on all these freaking items. And pretty much right away, the colonies are pissed. So they start trying to fight it. They do a few.
Yeah.
They do a.
And then that guy came down the path and was just like, the redcoats are coming.
That's after
Yeah.
this.
The
That's after
redcoats are
this.
coming.
But anyway, so eventually the Townshed Acts lead a bunch of freaking conflict, which leads to the Boston Massacre, which ends up kind of.
Yeah, I remember
leading-
that. The bomb at the end of the Boston Marathon.
Yeah,
That's
that's exactly.
Zokar
Yeah, cover Rolling
Zanayev
Stone.
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. Looked like Bob Dylan.
No, they keep resisting these
Boston
taxes.
Massacre.
They keep resisting these taxes. Actually, the Townshed Acts start to get repealed on the day of the Boston Massacre, even though news was not fast back then. We didn't have the internet, guys, so they had to ship
Oh, this
news.
is the day that Pony Express started.
They had to ship
Really?
across the freaking ocean. Messages, letters across the
Post,
ocean.
as it were.
Yeah.
So
Message in
anyway-
a bottle. That's what the Sting police song comes
Message in a bottle.
No, so the Townshed. So eventually they repeal most of the Townshed Acts, but they do not repeal the Tea Act. They hold strong to the TJ, and that's what leads to eventually the Boston Tea Party.
Now I got
Hell
you.
So
yeah.
see, and then this is
Everyone
where,
thinks they're a radical right group, too, like an alt-right group. The Boston Tea Party.
Oh,
aren't they
that's
the
when
ones?
the Tea Party started.
Yeah.
Well, the other God, I didn't. No, it's not when the Boston. Fucking asshole. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry about this.
You should be.
I actually thought I had this down a little better.
Professor, what are you reading?
I'm reading my notes. No, but the essential thing of the Townshed Act was, like, as I explained, it was just essentially British trying to say, hey, guys, you guys
Wouldn't
are
the
taking...
British be pissed at us for leaving, though? Why would they even offer us
Well, they
support?
let
Like,
they
what?
want they wanted they let
Dude, they wanted to control the colony here. They wanted us as part of their empire.
Well, they originally they were looking for the whole.
You should have said that.
No.
I was
Originally the
Just a
whole
little communication, right?
originally the whole thing was a freaking search for a Northwest Passage because everyone thought that America wasn't there, so they were just gonna
Was this just a big communication breakdown?
It sounds like it. Yeah.
no. What
Boy,
happened?
they needed Alexander Graham Bell big time back
No,
then. They could have
God
cleared
damn
a
it,
lot
that
of
is
this
not
shit
what
up.
happened. It
Seriously.
was not communication.
When did we the Mayflower
Morse?
come?
I'm
and
actually
we have
answering some of
Thanksgiving?
these questions, and you're being a
But
dick.
you're stumbling through it. I'm dying to know when we have
No,
peaceful
you're asking
dinner
a question,
with-
I'm answering it, and then you're
the
asking a
Indians.
Was
question
this
while I'm
when
doing
Morse
it.
code was invented?
Yeah,
June
probably.
29th? Is that
Obviously.
what it was?
Which sucks if you screw that up. Ding, 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 ding.
Sure, whatever you guys want.
All right, June 29th, the day Morse code was invented.
Yep,
Thanks, E.
exactly.
And the Pony Express.
Yep.
Paul Revere
Yep.
made his famous ride as well.
Sure.
Yep. The British are coming!
Actually, he would not have
It's a
said the
big
British
day
were
in
coming.
history.
He would have
Yeah.
said the Redcoats are coming because most people still consider themselves British.
That's right. Who knew Americans were such
He
dicks?
jumps in there with his finger in the air.
I had no idea until E taught us what dicks Americans were.
I know.
Who knew?
Right on the cusp of our fine
Dude,
holiday,
we were
too.
dicks. I think we were.
I'm not sure that put me in the mood for July 4th.
I know. Yeah. It's too bad. God, we should go back to being under the Queen's rule.
I'm a little more ashamed than I was a moment ago.
Yeah. Just don't feel very proud to be an American right now. Thanks for that, E.
You're welcome.
Nicely done, though. I feel like I learned a lot there.
Thank you. Well,
Yep.
Gentlemen, before I get to email, I'd like to engage in the quick reading of Post.
Sure.
We have one purportedly from one Hazel Abel.
Wow.
Jay and Mike, I heard you boys were reliving our fateful calls from a while back about my good-for-nothing great-grandson. Well, he's in jail, and I'm in need of a new great-grandchild. Please bring Sweet Pie out for a visit, and I'll take her on this fancy carousel and make her some cobbler.
Oh, wow.
And here we have depicted a carousel.
Wow.
Would you like to read the fact about that carousel on the back?
Oh, go ahead.
where's it from?
I can't read up close, dude. Small print.
The
My eyes quit,
the
remember?
Geisa Carousel,
Sure.
was originally built in 1910 for the amusement of children of St. Joseph, Michigan at Silver Beach Amusement Park.
Nice.
It was dismantled and saved in Roswell, New Mexico,
Yeah.
strange place, to send a carousel, before being moved and restored in Kennewick, Washington.
Wow.
Wow, it's certainly made the rounds.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Thank you for that
Fascinating
post.
story. See, I feel like I learned so much right there. You know what I mean? Like, boom, succinct,
Well, if
just
you-
like
boom,
bang.
When you sat there and listened.
boom.
When you
Wow.
sit there and just listen.
Oh, I
it's a lot
talked through
easier.
quite a bit of that, actually, but
No.
feel like I really, really... We should do it like this day in history or something with those things. Like, that was really informative, Jay. Good work.
All right, on to email. Now, this is important, gentlemen. There's a man's future hangs in the balance. He needs relationship advice. This is from an anonymous champion member, FINRA SIPC.
All right.
Esquire, fat attire, and homo denier. Recently, me and my live-in girlfriend of 2 years broke up. The sad part is that this was a week before our Florida vacation, where I was in fact going to propose. After a
You got
couple,
lucky.
After a couple days of no contact after the break and her moving out, she finally texts me. That's when I told her of my intentions, and she was clear that she was not ready to get married in the near future anyway. So this may have been for the best. I would say it was.
May have been.
Yeah.
Since then, she's kept in contact with me, and we still get together and go out or just stay in and bang. It's the best of both worlds. I can talk to other chicks and still have fun with my old one. My question is, I'm really wanting to settle down, get married, have kids, the whole nine.
Yeah.
Do I keep my ex in the mix in case she changes her mind, or move on with the other gals I've been meeting and just let my ex go?
Yeah, move on.
Dude, I
Get a
think
puppy.
you're doing this backward, man. I think you got to find the right girl and then start thinking about
Yeah,
settling
why,
down.
why would you get rid of her? And, like, keep her in the mix. Then if you go on a few dates with the girl, and you're like, oh damn, this feels more real. Then maybe. But why would you get rid of her?
Dude, I don't think you can go out looking for the as your end game. Like, I want to get married and have kids, the whole nine.
Yeah,
you
that
just
doesn't
gotta,
work out
You
as
just got to
well.
do your thing, meet a girl, and if that works, it works.
Yeah.
What's this?
And
Yeah,
if
what is
not,
this?
then you marry her and have the kids anyways because that was your end game?
What is this thing
Yeah,
of
then
like?
it's like closing time.
That's
Just grab one.
Just grab whatever.
Jay's right. What is this like? That's the like. You're like, I want to be married and settle down. You just. I mean, that's
You got to
like
have the right
literally-
girl fundamentally.
Right.
or
Like,
this whole thing's not going to work.
like if your mission is just that, I'm sure you could find somebody who would say yes and just go through life with you if they want. You
For
know?
the tax break.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone knows that.
It's a tough one.
What do you do, Mike?
Well, I
Keep
don't
banging your old girl
I'm
in the
just-
meantime?
I feel like he's not great at picking up clues. I think that's a problem here. I think you shouldn't. I hate to like she's on the cusp of breaking up and he's on the cusp of marriage. It seems like
Yeah.
you should have seen that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Pretty distinctly different spots.
Yeah,
around.
like way different. There's a huge difference between like go fuck yourself and oh my god, I'd be honored to be your wife. You know what I mean?
Anonymous, I would say, go out, have some fun, meet some other ladies, and
Yeah.
at some point, hopefully, you meet the right one.
I would say go out, bang as many chicks as you can, brag about them to your ex, make her jealous, then she'll come running back to you.
Just jealous.
Boom. You're just jealous. And then once she's sufficiently jealous and lacks self-esteem anymore,
Oh, yeah, then
she'll,
you're in.
then she'll be like, oh my God, I can't pass this guy up. I should get married and have his kids.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're in.
All right, before we get going,
I think that's what you were saying, Jay.
I do want to point out something that Ron has brought to our attention. Bullshit being called. We have heard the elevator ass slap story before.
Oh, really?
Were you pulling wool when you were trying to contend that this was a new story?
No. It was a
I felt like I had heard it, and
Okay.
I wondered, was that off air? It must have been off air because he's saying that this is a new story.
Well, you can't trust my memory,
Jesus.
Have
Have you
counting on
duplicated
me?
ass slapping stories on these very airwaves?
It's possible, I suppose.
He's being unoriginal. You're being unoriginal on purpose. You know you. Do you know how many drugs have been in my body, E? You can't expect that I'm going to remember shit like that.
Okay, well, I don't remember. And by the way, I didn't mean to bring it up on the show in the day. It was just an extra content thing, and you brought it up.
He is the lead host.
Well, he was like, "Oh shit, the story out of Milwaukee," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, but that
what's
story
this
had never
story?
been told.
And it was terrible. It should have never been told. But the ass slapping one, I didn't remember that. And I mean, you stop. You should have said, "Hold on, man. I think I already told that story."
Okay, I
on the
remember
show."
a lot of times, but sometimes I don't if I've told a story before.
Well, I'm sorry, Aaron.
I believe
apologize.
Aaron because if he says he's heard it, well, he's
He's
heard it.
Yeah. Is it possible you violently sexually assaulted another person?
Another Mexican lady with a big fat ass?
Or an
in the
Asian
elevator?
lady?
No.
Or just a black lady? Or
No. Well,
You sure?
not in that same manner, anyway.
And it has been pointed out by other listeners. It seems like you're involved with a lot of big fat asses.
Yeah.
It seems like every story he has, it's a big pregnant hooker with a big ass.
I know, I do. It does seem to. Well, when you're in the
an
when you're-
Indian lady off the back of Craigslist.
Well, when you're
banging
digging in
her
the
front of
garbage,
her-
you're not going to get freaking pate.
Wow, there's so many choices for food. He could anything.
Pate.
Pate.
What is a pate?
I actually don't know. I just heard it on I saw it on a TV show the other day.
He could have pulled out lobster,
caviar.
Caviar. I think he was going for caviar. Pate.
That is what I was going for.
Pate
nice
is-
liver pate.
I had to say something, and I didn't. And caviar had not hit my brain yet.
Is
so- and
pate just another cracker spread?
I think it's a liver spread.
I actually
generally.
don't know what it is. I heard it on TV the other
I
day.
stay away from it typically.
Yeah, I would too. You're not going to digging around the garbage find a fillet.
I know.
No, he
that's
goes
what
with pate.
That's what I meant to say.
Gentlemen, on that note, I'd say we save the rest for the week after the next.
Yes.
And bid everyone adieu. Have a great 4th of
Yeah.
July, everybody. Stay safe.
What he said. That was a perfect out.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.